my master now pass by, lest Yahuwah defend them.
Lest he defend them. So they already know. If we can keep them sinning, we got them.
Right.
Let's go to Nehemiah.
Yeah, Judas 5, and we picked it up at 12 through 21.
Let's go to Nehemiah. And this one, we was in our land. So we didn't have all of these things directly in there, but they came to you. 13 and 15.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 13 and verse 15. In those days saw I in Judah some treading wine presses on the Shabbat.
On what day?
On the Shabbat.
Read on.
And bringing in sheaves and laden donkeys, as also wine, grapes, and figs, and all manner of burdens.
All manner of burdens. We're not supposed to have no burden and none of this stuff on the Shabbat. Read.
Which they brought into Jerusalem.
They brought it into Jerusalem. They just let you know we were still in our land at this time. Read.
Which they brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. And I testified against them in the day wherein they sold victuals.
So Nehemiah say, I testified against them in the day when they sold victuals. Read on.
There dwelt men of Tyre also therein.
Other strange nations. Read.
Which brought fish and all manner of ware, and sold on the Shabbat unto the children of Judah and in Jerusalem.
So there dwelt a Macy's outside of the Israelites. And they had a 13-hour sale on the Shabbat. So they had the precious new shoes that all of the sisters wanted. Them 6-inch stilettos. Read.
Then I contended with the nobles of Yahudah, and said unto them, what evil thing is this that you do?
What evil? This is an evil thing to buy on the Shabbat. Read.
And profane the Shabbat day. Did not your fathers do this? And did not our power bring all this evil upon us and upon this city?
History shows us that our forefathers did this and brought evil upon us. Read.
Yet you bring more wrath upon Israel by profaning the Shabbat. And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Shabbat, I commanded that the gates should be shut.
So Nehemiah says, shut the gates up. The Shabbat about to come in. I know he said it in a mean voice. Read.
And charged that they should not be open till after the Shabbat.
And don't open them gates back up until the Shabbat is over with. Test me. Read.
And some of my servants set I at the gates, that there should be no burden, that there should be no burden be brought in on the Shabbat day.
So we set hawk outside the gate and said, let them know. Bring that stuff in here.
So the merchants and sellers of all kind of ware lodged without Jerusalem once or twice.
So they did it again. They didn't take hawk serious. Read.
Then I testified against them and said unto them,
listen. Read.
why lodge you at the wall?
Why y'all outside the wall?
Do it again. And I will lay hands on you.
I'm going to lay my hands on y'all. Sell to my people again. That's what Nehemiah was basically saying. That's how serious it is to break the Shabbat. Finish that out.
From that time forth came they no more on the Shabbat.
So we need to really make all these Arabs, Chinese, all of shut these places down on the Shabbat. That's what we really need to do. But we know it ain't time yet. But the reason why all these people are against us, let's go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For you are a Kadesh people unto Yahuwah, your power. Yahuwah, your power has chosen you.
Has the what?
Has chosen you to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So the Most High chose us to be the special people unto himself. The other nations know this. So automatically, that brings hate, jealousy, envy. Let's go to, you know where I'm going. Let's go to Genesis. Genesis 37.
The book of Genesis, chapter 37 and verse 1. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren. And the lad was with the sons of Bilhah, and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report.
So Joseph was a snitch, basically, right here. He was telling on his brothers. Read.
Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children.
Wow. So right here, Israel loved Joseph more than the rest of his children. Let's see what this brings. Read.
Because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. And when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him.
They did what?
They hated him.
So when they saw the Most High love us more than all the rest of the nations, they hated us. Same exact thing. This is why these people despise you to this very day. Can't stand you. You ain't done nothing to them. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 7. Seven and 7.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 7. Yahuwah did not set his love upon you or choose you, because you were more in number than any people. For you were the fewest of all people. But because Yahuwah loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn to your fathers, as Yahuwah brought you out with a mighty hand.
And that's something you always notice. The Most High always worked with the least. So when you say Christianity is the largest religion in the world, he ain't working with you. You don't do that. You take the smallest, the least of something, and work with them. Let's go to the final script. Let's go to John 15 and 16. Matter of fact, get Matthew 24 and 9 first.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Loved.
And you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Of all religions.
And you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
This is why all the other nations hate you. Now, get John 16, 15 and 16.
The book of John, chapter 15 and verse 16. You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you, that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain.
That's what we do every time we try to go to the streets. Try to go bring forth fruit. Read.
That whatsoever you shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you.
Read.
These things I command you, that you love one another.
Read on.
If the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you.
So every time these people coming against you, despising you, know that they despised and hated the Messiah the same way, without a cause. Some of us ain't done absolutely nothing. We didn't do nothing to get in our situation. Read.
If you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world.
So all of these entities make sure they try to bring you into the world through money and fame. So they try to make sure that you are a part of the world, so you will be cut off. Read.
But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world. Therefore, the world hates you.
Therefore, the world hates you. Read.
Remember the word that I said unto you. The servant is not greater than his master. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also.
Right here, this is Hamashiach letting you know why you are despised and hated, because we are the chosen seed. That's why Psalms 83 is in full effect to this very day, because everybody is against you, and they're trying to get you to lose your birthright, your heritage, what's coming to you. So they're going to come up with all types of evil plots and tricketry to keep you sinning against the Most High. So, any questions, comments? Go ahead.
I always thought that a song, well, another way to look at Psalm 83, when they would cut us off from being a nation, like right now we don't even know that we're a nation. Like we think we're American. We don't, you know what I'm saying? So in a way, like
exactly, it's true.
They cut us off, like because we're not together. You know what I'm saying? We don't. Everybody else are together. When you know a Chinese person,
right.
So we just want everybody.
Absolutely.
We don't want to be us. We want to be everybody else.
But they're going to do it on a physical level, sooner or later, which they're trying to do through abortion and all of that stuff, and the food.
Exactly. That's why you said it was spiritual and physical. The spiritual fact is that they keep back an understanding of who we really are. That's how they spiritually disconnected us. Physically, they're trying to cut you off the earth.
In 1969,
I don't know exactly where it's at on this board. Go to the last one.
years ago,
frankly, I had thought that at the time Roe was decided, there was...
Brothers and sisters, it is time. Brothers and sisters, it's time for us to go to the streets on this issue. We need to be in the streets on this issue. If we look the other way, while our smallest brothers and sisters are being lynched in the room, we lose the right to be outraged that we were once lynched by the Klan. When white supremacist Tom Messer tells his followers to invest their money in ghetto abortion clinics, he's not talking about reproductive rights. He's talking about reproductive racism. When two guys write a book talking about Steve Levette, John Donahue. When two guys, Steve Levette and John Donahue, write a book in which they claim that the high rate of abortion keeps the rate of crime down. Be assured, they know that a vast majority of American abortion clinics are in black neighborhoods. They know they're in minority neighborhoods. What we need to understand is when we let Planned Parenthood into our schools, when Planned Parenthood put their death camps, when we let them put their death camps in black communities, in our communities, and when we sit back and let an elected government official take money out of our paycheck to pay Planned Parenthood, we have been played like fools. The fact is that we tolerate something as evil as abortion. We cannot be surprised if it turns around and is used against us. We can't be surprised if it's turned around.